this is Emmy. Welcome back. Today I will be filling a sketchbook page with Matisse-style flowers. I'm using my gouache palette that I made in the last video. I'm going to be using a red, hot pink, and pink palette today with some green, and let's get started. Okay, so this is my sketchbook. It is a I think it might be a handbook sketchbook. Yes, handbook journal. I'm almost done with it. I have a few pages left and I just want to put something fun in it. So I've been drawing these kind of fun Matisse-style flowers. This is one. I did a time lapse of it on Instagram, which you can go see. And this is another. I really love how fun they are. They're very meditative to draw. And so that's what we're doing. All right, I'm gonna take you along with me and give you a few tips as we go. So the first thing we're gonna do is make a border. It's not imperative, but I just find that it makes life a lot easier to have like some white space around the edge. Doesn't need to be perfect. You could use tape for this too. So I'm using my Colorase light blue pencil as usual. I really like this pencil because it's gentle. Like it doesn't smudge. And I use blue a lot because it blends in with most things. I might switch it to the red one since I'll be drawing with painting with red today. It also erases like pretty easily. It's not perfect, but all right. So I just gave it a 1/2 inch border all the way around. I'm gonna go ahead and switch that pencil. All right, it's nice and sharp. This is Carmine Red. All right, and so to get started, I'm gonna do a layout of 3 flowers, and the leftover space will be filled with leaves. And so I'm gonna kind of just lay it out. I don't want it too perfect because that defeats the point of this. So I'm gonna, just kind of sketch in some circles for the flowers. And we will be going outside of these. So we'll lighten it up a little. I hope you can see the lines okay. I'm gonna probably not erase too much during this because I want you guys to be able to see okay. So in each one we're gonna draw a center. It's just a little kind of weird circle, oval kind of shape. And then we're gonna start drawing petals. Each flower has at least 6 petals. You can do more or less, but for what I'm doing, that's what I want. And then we are making weird shaped petals and filling in the space. So they're all gonna be kind of weird shaped. And they're not following that circle exactly because I want them to be interesting. All right, so we're doing the same thing for this one. And then the same thing for this one. Sorry if you can hear the traffic or the train that's going by right now. All right, with these leftover spaces, we're gonna fill them with kind of weird leaf shapes. And it doesn't really matter that they're not perfect. They will read as leaves because these are very obviously flowers. And so I don't want to pretend like I made this up. I've seen other people do it, and obviously it's inspired by Matisse. So we're all kind of inspired by him. And it's not supposed to be an exact replica. I think it's much more interesting to put your own spin on it. Like in this one, it almost veers into like folk art with the weird leaf happening. Not sure what, oh, I guess the paint was still wet. I don't know how. Okay, I painted that a long time ago, so, all right. I have a dirty mixing palette right here, and I'm gonna put some water and some gouache, and you can paint this with watercolor if you want, or whatever you want. Let's see, I kind of want the light pink in the middle, so I'm gonna start with red. And just start painting. And I'm not going for perfection, I'm just having a good time. I don't know about you, but life's been a little more stressful than usual lately, and it's just nice to retreat into a sketchbook and lose myself with painting. Usually when I feel like this, I come up with something that takes forever, like painting a disco ball or something that has so much detail and that, you know, can take you several hours if you choose to, and you just lose yourself and you don't doom scroll, you stay off your phone, you don't see what your crazy uncle's posting about, it's just so nice. And then when you finish, you're like, oh my god, I survived a few hours and I feel fantastic. You know, that's what art is about, is escape. And, you know, even if we're just painting silly flowers, it's just good. I haven't had as much time to paint as I would like lately, even though, I mean, this is part of my job, so, but I've had other stuff that I've had to do, you know. When you own your own business, you're always doing the boring stuff, and the boring stuff takes forever. So it's just nice to sit down with some paint. And I just love this red so much. It's Holbein Flame Red, and it is so pretty. Not what I would have thought would be my chosen color, but at all. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the center of this other one while I have it on the brush. And then I'm gonna rinse it really well. Gouache is a little harder to get out of paintbrushes than watercolor, So you gotta really kind of work at it sometimes, and I'll have to clean this later. You can still see a little bit of the red in there, but I'll have to get the brush cleaner out and, you know, wash it in the sink later. All right, I'm going to use pink for this one. I'm just really loving a pink and red combo right now. So this makes me happy. So we will go back in and paint the leaves too with green. There's just something very enjoyable about making all the shapes kind of fit together. Like, I watched a lettering class, well, it was a YouTube video by Chris Piazik. I'll leave a link in the description. And he teaches lettering on Adobe Fresco. And he teaches like a lot of ways to like fit the letters together. So I've been super inspired by that. Yeah, his videos make me want to use Fresco more, but I'm not as familiar with it as I am with Procreate, so I just keep reaching for Procreate. But are there any Adobe Fresco users out there? It's free now, so that's nice. You do have to log in and like make an account if you want to download stuff. I was playing with it one day. And unless you have the paid account, you can't access all the brushes from Cal T. Webster. So, but if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Fresco is made by Adobe, and it is similar, but a little more powerful than Procreate. It's a drawing app. Probably should have said that. All right, next we're going to use this crazy hot pink. Super fun. So leave me a comment and tell me, do you like digital art or traditional art better? I do both, and it depends on the day, you know, which I like better. They satisfy different parts of my brain, I guess. And so sometimes I get real into digital art, and other times I have to create something with my hands and get them dirty. And there's just something about holding a paintbrush. Look at how bright this is. It's really fun. So I like painting with gouache, but I'm not as comfortable with it as I am with watercolor. And I'm still kind of trying to find my style with it, I guess. So this is a fun exercise for that because they are very flat washes of color, which gouache is really good at, you know. I do like adding water to it, so then it's a little more fluid and has a little more texture. Alright, so the flowers are painted. If you wanted, you could do a second coat. I kind of prefer the kind of texture of one coat though. Alright, I'm gonna mix some green. So I should probably mix a little more than what I'm thinking. And so some green with some of the turquoise to kind of blue it down. It just kind of, it's not the greatest, but okay. And as you're working, it's okay to not follow your lines that you drew completely. If you can exaggerate them and make them fit the space better, that's fine too. We're gonna go back in and add the lines. So when you're done, if there's still stray lines from the circles you drew or anything, you can go in and erase them if you want. I'm not going to. It's a sketchbook. It's meant to have some sketching. I really like these weird shapes. I would never draw a leaf like this, but there's something really fun about it. Same with the flowers. They're just, sometimes they almost look like they're melting. It's really funny. Like, look at this one. This one is so silly. We all need a little bit of silly leaves in our life, I think. Obviously you can use a bigger brush than what I'm using. I just find it very peaceful and relaxing to use a tiny brush, and I feel like a big brush makes me feel crazy, and I don't want to feel crazy right now. I would like to relax with some art. All right. And so not all this spaces will be filled completely, and that's okay. It gives the illusion of filling the space anyways, and I think that's really fun. It's just a really fun way to draw stuff in a more flowing manner than you would normally draw. And it's perfect for gouache. I do think it would be fun to paint with watercolor too and blend the colors and do fun stuff. All right, I'm gonna let this dry and then I'm gonna come back to it and add the lines. Okay, I'm back. So I had to let it dry because gouache, regular gouache will reactivate if it gets wet again. So if you layer fresh paint over it, it will bleed and it can mess things up. So it's best to be patient. Or you can do like I did and get out a hair dryer and blow it on very low. All right, so I mixed some Prussian blue with the green color, and I'm just making little lines. All right, it might still be a little wet there, but I think it's okay. Yeah. All right. And there we have it. I have completed a full page in my sketchbook of Matisse flowers. If you like this video, please leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. Your comments are really keeping me going, and I'm so glad to have found such a nice community. I'm from the blogging world where the comments are atrocious. So this is a very nice change. It just means a lot to me. So thank you so much.